Haptics have been a pretty standard part of mobile phones and game controllers for some time, and increasingly VR controllers are making use of them. But those haptics rumble, if you like, is limited in VR just to your hands. Well, not anymore. Today we are taking a look at the TactSuit x40 from bHaptics, a full haptic vest to deepen your immersion into VR gaming. So this is a Kevlar jacket inspired design, and it features 40 haptic motors. That's 20 down the front of the vest and 20 down the back, and it has almost 80 games listed on the bHaptics website as being compatible with the vest. Some of those games require a mod to be installed for compatibility to work, but the bHaptics app makes that nice and slick. It has a really nice user interface that links you to all the files you need to download, and some even include really handy YouTube videos, step-by-step guides on how to get those mods installed. Overall, the jacket build quality is really very good, actually. I was genuinely impressed. It comes really nicely packaged. Some real care and thought has gone into the packaging. It makes it feel like a premium product, and all of the materials feel really good quality. All of the stitching is very good, and the jacket itself, I have to say, given that you're wearing 40 haptic motors on you, it's really very comfortable. It's not too heavy, it's just a smidge over 1.7 kilograms, and VR at the best of times can get pretty hot and sweaty. Strap a jacket and a vest round you, and that doesn't help the cause at all. So it's really nice that it's included a detachable and washable liner that you can chuck into the washing machine and keep the jacket nice and fresh for your gameplay. It's got adjustable shoulder straps. It's got a couple of poppers that you can pop down to lengthen the jacket. It's got pull straps on the sides. It's a one size fits all jacket, and I'm a pretty big guy and this fits me comfortably. It pairs via Bluetooth. It's completely wireless, it's got a built-in battery, and it's got a good battery life on it as well. 18 hours of solid gameplay on a 5-hour charge. That's plenty enough for a full day's gaming if you've got the stamina to stand in VR for that long. It's got cross-platform support as well. It supports Steam, and it also supports the Quest 2. There have been some compatibility problems, but it looks like bHaptics have got all of those ironed out, and there's some really big titles in the list of supported games as well, including Boneworks, including Beat Saber, Population 1, and Life Alyx, and we'll talk some more about Life Alyx a bit later on in the video. So, how was it to game with? And I should say that there is a handy visualization for the jacket included with the bHaptics app. So in all of these clips, you'll be able to see exactly which motors are being activated, and that should give you some sense of the experience that I was having. The haptic sensors can vary their strength and velocity quite a bit, and each game, I have to say, was distinctly and uniquely different from one another. It felt very different in each game. So starting with Onward, I have to say the experience in Onward was very good. Now, Onward features native bHaptic support. There's no need for any mod integration. It definitely gives you an advantage if you feel a burst of bullets hit your back. You're not mistaken in any way, shape or form about where those bullets have come from. And there's nothing quite like fleeing from your enemies down a stairwell to feel that burst of bullets hit you in the back. Pair that up with a force tube from ProTube, which gives you a haptic rifle. Be warned, you won't ever want to play a VR shooter without these devices ever again. That really is a very immersive experience. Phasmophobia had a more subtle experience than I was expecting. The vast majority of the time that I spent in Phasmophobia, the vest did very little aside from when you reach for your walkie-talkie on your chest. You get a nice haptic sensation each time you press and release the button, but it's well thought through, because when the vest does activate, it does it in those jump scare moments, and it really emphasizes exactly what is going on. You feel it when the ghost locks the door. You certainly feel it when the ghost is hunting, but any kind of ghost interactions are going to give you some kind of haptic feedback, but they catch you by surprise. It's not there all the time, so when it does happen, it's a bit like the noises, etc., going on around you. It really does deepen the immersion in that game. Thrill of the fight was pretty cool as well. It's nice seeing your opponent's blows land on your body and being able to feel those as well. Because it's got 40 haptic motors on it, actually the location of those blows felt pretty realistic and pretty accurate. Definitely felt to me though that you needed bHaptics haptic facial interface, because so many of those blows were coming to your head, so lots of the time the jacket wasn't doing anything. And they said that we would come back to Half-Life Alyx, and now is probably the right time to talk about it. And I should caveat everything I'm about to say with Half-Life Alyx doesn't have native integrations for the bHaptics API. It's a mod that's been created, but I was absolutely blown away by how much better the game felt with this vest on. It certainly got the most frequent haptic responses in it, and I would argue definitely some of the best as well. Every time you put something in or out of your backpack, you feel that running up and down your back. Every time a zombie strikes you, a burst of combine fire, and the sensation if you use a health station, you get this rippling effect that moves up and down your front and your back. It didn't feel overdone, it felt appropriate, and it was so good, frankly, that I've actually gone all the way back to the beginning of Half-Life Alyx, and I'm replaying the entire game from start to finish. I was so genuinely impressed at just how much difference this vest made. You know, when a head crab comes flying at you and hits you, particularly the ones that poison you as well, it was just an incredible experience. Very, very difficult to go back from experiencing VR in this way. And once you've got the haptic vest, you know, through its first setup, getting it set up there on in is really, really simple to do. A very brief press of the on-off button powers the suit up. Once you've got the bHaptics app running on your PC, it pairs flawlessly with Bluetooth every time. So good is the experience with this thing that even if I was jumping into VR for half an hour, 45 minutes, if the game has got bHaptics support, on goes the vest. It really wasn't a very much bigger faff or hassle to get this thing on and play with it than just stepping into a standard game of PC VR. It's no harder really than pulling on a life jacket. Felt very much to me like a life jacket. It's those kind of dimensions, it's that kind of thickness, it's that kind of weight. And as I said earlier, the build quality is absolutely sensational. It's beautifully packaged. It really felt like a premium product. I've had mine for about a month. There's no visible signs of any wear or tear on it at all, but of course it will stand the test of time to see how well it lasts and how robust and resilient the jacket is. So it's really immersive, lots of fun, but what about the price? And it does, I'm afraid to say, have a very, very steep price tag indeed. It's currently listed on the bHaptics website for $499. This thing is more than you would pay for a PlayStation 5. On top of that, of course, you've got import charges, taxes and duty. The distribution is relatively limited. bHaptics is a South Korean company. I ordered mine direct from there. I had about a wait of about a month, which didn't seem too bad to me. If the $499 plus import charges and taxes price tag is too high, you can elect to go for its baby brother, the TactSuit x40, and as the name suggests, this has 16 haptic motors as opposed to the 40 of the TactSuit x40, so it's got 8 on the front and 8 on the back. So this is definitely for those with deep pockets. By the time you've bought yourself, let's say, a Valve Index VR setup, a gaming PC, you're probably upwards of 3K already. Slap on the $600-ish once you include import tax and duty, and that is an awful lot of money for this kind of experience. But this really is the best that VR has to offer. It was an absolutely incredible experience. Start to couple this with some Vive trackers for a full body tracking session. I mean, without a doubt, you're going to look like a bit of a pillock if anybody was to see you. But if you want to go deep into the metaverse, this is definitely the way to do it. So what's our final thoughts and conclusion? Well, going for this product is its absolutely great performance and quality. It was really easy to get set up and working, and it's got a really good battery life, 18 hours of playtime for 5 hours of charging. Against it, it's that very, very steep, expensive price tag. There's every chance this is going to cost more than your actual VR headset, and the distribution is challenging, and the lead times are a little longer than I would like. But overall, we're giving this a very, very good score, and some of you are going to claim that this is too high. I'm going to give this 87%, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is I genuinely think this is a really innovative product, very innovative but very well executed at the same time. It doesn't have a whole heap of competition. That competition is growing over time, but nobody's really executed with quite the finesse that bHaptics have. So there we go, guys. The TactSuit x40 from bHaptics. They've got a whole range of other products, and we will be taking a look at those in the coming weeks and months. We've ordered the facial interface with embedded haptic motors, as well as the armbands with embedded haptic motors, so we'll be taking a look at those as well. This is a great product with really good game support, with some really big titles in there. So there we go, guys. As always, I hope you're really well wherever in the world you are. Please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.